Draw your soul free. A Memoir and Manifesto by Anyakara. Dedicated to the women at Ingham County Jail. I wish I could show you, when you are lonely or lost in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. Hafiz. Handcuffed. Strip searched. Made to squat and cough naked. Locked in a cell alone. 24-hour observation. Nothing but me, my mind, and harsh fluorescent lighting. Therapist asks if I need anything. Pen and paper. Let me be free. The journey begins with nothing but blank paper, a pint-sized, bendy blue pen, and a soul that yearns to go home. I was told there were only 2 truths in jail. Number 1, there is nothing to do but eat and sleep. Number 2, the only thing you learn in jail is how to be a better criminal. But what if that isn't everything after all? In truth, there is always a choice. Will I be the victim of my circumstances or the warrior of my making? The decision is waiting, and it is mine alone. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Viktor Frankl. I choose to be a warrior for peace and live by the truth of radical tenderness, unconditional friendliness, and fierce compassion. Reminding myself, it is not my role to judge. Understanding I know not the stories of others. My chosen role is to be a presence of love, believing that hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is an eternal law. Buddha. You may do with my body as you wish, but my mind and soul remain my own. I have learned that it is one thing to say this, and something completely different to live it. So when faced with the reality of life behind bars, the question became, how? Each day I pick up my pen and put it to paper. I write, I draw, I scribble. Many days I'm not even sure why. I feel heavy and just want to sleep. but I do it because I know it is good for me. Like brushing my teeth and moving my body are. I'm not an artist. I can't. I don't know what to do. Held captive by the critic who lives in my mind, panic thrums through my body, and the page remains blank until the world is full of beauty. If only I can be brave enough to see it. And if I cannot see it, then be courageous enough to make it myself. My desire for freedom becomes greater than my fear of failure, and I began. When I look up from the page, hours have passed, and things have shifted. Nothing has been quote-unquote fixed. No answers have been given, and yet things feel lighter. I feel calmer, and I'm not on edge anymore. And I'm reminded that it's not really what gets made that is important, but what happens inside of me while I am in the process of making. Language of the soul. Art provides us a medium to communicate what lies beyond words. It is not meant to be perfect, or even beautiful, really. But the strangest thing happens when we get rid of the stranglehold of perfection holding you back from even beginning, and simply allow what lives in you to flow out onto the paper. What remains at the end is paradoxically beautiful and perfect, because in its existence you see the presence of your soul, and there can be no more beautiful sight in the world than that. Chaos swirling, tension rising, conflict brewing, letting it swirl around me, tossing and churning about, but not letting it pull me in. Keeping my attention on my pen as it flows across the page, my breath following the movement in and out. The stillness of my soul finding peace. I am just exhausted of this world, tired of figuring out how to face each new day. I just want to lay down and cry until the tears carry me off to death. I am tired. So very, very tired. You gotta resurrect the deep pain within you and give it a place to live that's not within your body. Let it live in art. Let it live in writing. Let it live in music. Let it be devoured by building brighter connections. Your body is not a coffin for pain to be buried in. Put it somewhere else. Ehime ora. Give the pain that lives inside to the page and let my mind breathe easier. There is more to this world than I can see. So let me close my eyes and listen with my heart, so I may hear the truth of my soul. Every day, in 1,000 little ways, the system seeks to strip me of my humanity. But I refuse to give in because they caged not a beast, but a being, and I stand firm in my truth. I love my own creative life more than I love cooperating with my own oppression. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. I can feel, therefore I am free. Audre Lorde. Each morning I sit. I simply sit, finding my breath, following it in and out. My mind races off, seeking answers, craving certainty, bringing up old demons, escaping into daydreams. I see these thoughts come and say with compassion, thinking, letting them go and coming back to my breath, beginning again over and over, with each breath touching peace, knowing peace, being peace. Behold my soul. She is tinged in blood and ringed in light. She is a fierce and wild thing. She sings and she rages, she burrs and holds death. She is mighty and fragile. Her strength lies in her heart. A warrior she is for peace and compassion, inexhaustible in her truth. She rises from the ashes of her past. Magnificent in her glory she always was, but could never be seen. Behold her radiance and bask in her love. She is me. Let me never forget again. I am simply human, fallible, flawed, and sacred. What I've learned is that it is possible to hear the voice of my soul, feel the presence of peace, and know freedom, even when locked away from the world. When I sit with you, as your pen moves steadily across the page, creating magic from nothing, you listen, and I remember a part of myself I'd forgotten long ago. When I sit with you, it feels like we leave and go to another world. The sounds get softer around us, the chaos less tempting to join in on. I breathe a little easier. I find a little peace. When I sit with you, I get to simply be. Each time that you pick up the pen, I am once again by your side. The peace you seek is already there within you, just waiting to be discovered. Follow your breath. and allow the page to hold you as you find your way. There is power to be found in a voice once silenced, so you must hang on. Now the only question that remains is, what is the story your soul is calling you to tell? Never forgotten. My body will walk free, but my soul's forever entwined with these women, for I am them, and they are me. About author. From writer, artist, and yogi Anyakara comes a collection of poetry, prose, and art that tells the story of her journey to personal freedom while serving a county year at Ingham County Jail in Michigan. Draw Your Soul Free is a letter of love to anyone who feels imprisoned by a system of oppression. Freedom is possible, and you are not alone.